I read another article this morning that was talking about, will the housing market crash? Seems to be one of the hottest topics. And, the article was somewhat of a cookie cutter of almost every other article that I've read about, no, the market will not crash. There is no impending doom, with a lot of the basis being around the fact that supply and demand is still out of balance. Now, I can't say that these articles are wrong, right? But I will say that I find it to be very similar to a lot of sporting events, where you're watching and one team is just dominating and the announcers are just jumping all over, how amazing that team is, and the other team just really isn't performing up to par, and then, midstream things switch and all of a sudden the other team's winning, and very quickly those same announcers will backpedal and say, I've always been saying this is the team to watch. They're the underdogs. And there's always this kind of like reversal. It's very easy to read the statistics and make these predictions. And again, maybe they're right, I don't know. But one thing I can say is that we've learned in the last 3 years, anything is possible, right? Anything can happen. And I don't think that it's easy to predict a market when you're coming off of a situation like what we've seen. We haven't lived through anything like this. So we've lived through interest rate hikes, but have we ever lived through interest rate hikes off of the hottest housing market we've ever seen after a pandemic and during a pandemic? Who knows? But I think it's interesting, and I'm going to keep watching. From the sidelines, we'll continue to relay the data and let you know, hey, this is what it looks like. For now, housing market's still hot. Properties are selling very quickly. We are seeing inventories at a higher level, meaning there's more properties on the market for sale than what we've seen previously. But with interest rates rising even further, it's going to be interesting to see what happens.